Okay, welcome everybody. I hope this is bright enough for everyone. I'm trying to get some good light on the board, but it's not that easy, unfortunately. I hope that's bright enough. There's a lot of kind of bright spots on the board, unfortunately. I don't know how to fix that really. I might just turn it off. Let's have a look. Okay, it looks like you can more or less see. Maybe turn off that one. Okay, I'm sorry if some of the board is not very clear. It's really hard getting good lighting. I imagine I'll need some lighting up there, but that will cause other problems. Anyway, hold phrasal verbs. There are a lot of different meanings for each one, and that's what makes hold phrasal verbs particularly difficult. Let's start with hold back. If something holds you back, then it hinders your progress. This is very often used for education, for example. If you say that, I'm not sure what it could be anything, but you could say, with this particular child, the problems that he's having at home, these problems are holding him back from achieving his true potential, something like that. But you can also use it in the military. You can say that that line of troops are holding back the enemy. So they're stopping the enemy from advancing. And it's not just the enemy that you can hold back. You can say that when you build a dam across a river, you're holding back the water. And you can even hold back the truth. And this brings us on to the second meaning of hold back, which is where you keep something secret. If somebody says to you, are you holding something back? It means, are you keeping something secret from me? Are you holding back the truth? Are you keeping the truth to yourself? And you'll see this is very similar to hold out on someone, but we'll look at that later. But yeah, you can hold back, meaning keep information secret. And you can also hold back, meaning restrain yourself. And you'll see that this comes up, this word, in a lot of hold phrasal verbs. So if you hold back your, if you say to someone, don't hold back, act as you would in a natural situation, you mean don't be shy, don't hold back, don't hold in your feelings, yeah, hold in here, don't hold in your emotions, don't hold in your feelings. So hold back can have a very similar meaning to hold in, and this is where the difficulties lie. But yeah, if you hold yourself back, you often act with reserve. You might even say, if somebody's not really trying hard on a race or something like that, or in a race, when they participate in a race, you might say, don't hold back, put all of your effort, your energy into this race. So it could even mean avoiding winning a race or something like that. You're acting with a certain amount of reserve. You're not giving something 100% effort, that kind of idea. So hold back can mean avoid action or act with reserve. And there are a number of times that you see it in that sense as well. Okay, if you hold forth about something, you talk at great length about something. So it's a little bit like drone on and on. It's quite negative, and it means to just keep talking and talking and talking, to hold forth, to drone on and on, to go on about something. We've done those phrasal verbs many times now. Now, if you hold in your emotions or your laughter, you're holding them in yourself, you're restraining yourself, you're not expressing those emotions. It's always important to control our emotions as adults, and so as adults we do hold in a lot of emotions. And I want you to compare this with bottle up, because when you bottle up your emotions, you hold them in, but over a long period. We usually use hold in for the moment itself. Whereas bottle up takes place over a long period. You bottle up your emotions, and in the end, you go crazy, you go mad, and all of your emotions are expressed at once. And so perhaps that's a little bit negative. But all adults need to hold in their emotions sometimes, and all kids as well need to learn to hold in their emotions, to choke back their tears, for example, if you remember that phrasal verb. Not exactly the same as hold in, but I just wanted to remind you about that one. Okay, if you hold something against someone, you bear a grudge against someone. Yeah, if you hold something against someone, you bear a grudge against them. So you won't forget some kind of wrong that they did to you. You keep remembering it, you're obsessed with it, you dwell on it. There's another good phrasal verb. You dwell on it and you hold it against them. Maybe they made a joke at your expense. Maybe they insulted you. They put you down and you hold it against them. You don't forget. You dwell on that fact. Now, if you hold off the enemy, that's exactly the same as holding back the enemy. You're stopping their progress. So one meaning of hold off is to delay an advance. And it's very similar to hinder progress for that reason. That's why I put CF hold back. Delay an advance, delay an advancing army, for example. But you can also use this just meaning don't do this until later. Put this off until later. So if you say hold off talking to the lawyers for a few more weeks, you mean don't talk to the lawyers for a few more weeks. Put that off because it will be better if we talk to them in a few weeks. So hold off can mean don't do something until later because it will be better if we do it later. And that's the main meaning. Look at hold, a hold up would be the noun of this verb, it seems to me, because if we say what's the hold up, it means what's the delay? Why are we being delayed? What is stopping our progress? What is holding us back? Yeah. So this hold up, that's normally a noun when it's a delay, but this hold off is the verb. Hold off talking to lawyers, hold off paying the supplier, hold off quitting your job until the end of the month. Whatever it is, you delay it. Now, if you hold someone to something, that means you demand that they keep their promise, that they keep to their promise. So someone might say, I promise I'll pay you back on Wednesday, and you'll say, I'll hold you to that, meaning I will expect that money on Wednesday, just as you've promised. I will hold you to those words. I will hold you to that promise. So it means demand that someone keeps to their promise. Hold someone to something, yeah? I will hold you to that. That's how we usually use it. If you hold out on someone, it means you refuse to give them help or information. So very similar to hold back here, because when you hold back information, you keep it secret. You don't tell them about it. And so if you say, are you holding out on me? And that would be the way we use it. Are you holding out on me, for example? It means, are you keeping something secret from me? Are you holding something back? Okay, so very similar to hold back. If you hold out for something, then you hope for that something, maybe. There's two meanings here. So if you say England are holding out for a draw in the next football match, it means they're hoping for at least a draw. It sounds to me like if they get a draw, they'll go through to the next round, or they'll go through to the next part of the competition. So normally you hold out for something at least. You hope for that result at least, and that will lead to success. But there's a slightly different meaning here, and I found it hard to put it into one word, so I had to use a sentence. Wait with the expectation you will get something better. So if the workers, maybe the workers in the factory have gone on strike and they are holding out for a 7% pay rise, it means the company bosses have already offered them 5%, but they are holding out for a 7% pay rise. They're waiting because they would like something better. They would like to get the 7% pay rise. So hold out for, it means wait for something better. Wait with the expectation you will get that something better. Now, if you just hold out, it could mean wait. If you just say hold out and I'll be there in a moment, it could mean wait. Normally I wouldn't say that. Normally I'd say hold on or hang on, meaning wait. And so it's rarely used as wait, but I wanted to put it there because it is sometimes used as wait. But it's more often used for either hold something out with your hand, so I am holding out a marker pen, but I could hold out my hand in order to shake someone's hand. And in a book you might say he held out his hand for me to shake. But you can hold your arm out of the car window, and so that would be extend. It can be used, and I'm sure it is used many, many times, and it just means extend your arm and hold something out. You hold out food when you want to feed the pigeons. Hold out bread. But hold out can also mean survive or endure. Not in the sense of get by or get by on or live on or feed off, but in the sense, you might say, the astronauts have lost contact with the, I don't know, with the space station or with Houston Command Center, and they will only be able to hold out for another week because oxygen supplies are low. Yeah, they are running out of oxygen. So they'll only be able to hold out for one more week, meaning literally survive. They'll only be able to survive for one more week. So very common, this meaning, survive. How long do you think they'll be able to hold out? It would mean how long will they survive in those conditions, under those circumstances. If you hold someone down, you restrain them. So a police officer might pin you down if you've committed a crime. He might hold you down, and it means keep you in that position. But if you hold down prices, you keep prices low. And that's another way which is very often used. And there is a last way which I very often hear in the States or in American films. If you can hold down a job, you can keep a job. And if you say he can't even hold down a job, it means that every single job he gets, he loses immediately. So it's quite often used like that as well. If you hold on, you hang on, or you might say it meaning hold tight. Yeah, if you hold something very tightly, then let's say you're on a roller coaster, you might hold on very tight. My mum, when she's in cars, she always holds onto the front seat like that because she's quite frightened in cars. So she holds on very tightly. If you hold up your end of the deal, you honour your end of the deal. You keep to your promise. Yeah, you keep to your promise. You hold up your end of the deal. So it's an honourable thing to do. A hold up is a bank robbery, and you can certainly say the criminals held up the bank. And so it can be used as a verb or a noun, but I think it's more often seen as a noun, and that's why I've written a bank robbery. If you say, how is the patient holding up, it means how is he bearing up. So it's very often used for recovery from illness or injury. Could be injury as well. And maybe a friend has broken his leg, maybe he's had a terrible fall or a terrible accident. You might ask, how are you holding up? Meaning, are you doing okay? Are you getting better? Are you feeling better? Are you bearing up? Are you coping well with your injury? A hold up is a delay, just as we mentioned earlier. Compare it with hold off, because hold off is very often delay. Hold off, calling the lawyers. And if you hold something up, you can also hold it aloft. So if that is hold out, I'm holding out the marker pen. That is hold up, I'm holding up the marker pen. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. I hope that was good. If you like the video, please make sure you like it underneath the video, and I hope to see everybody soon.